He placed two others to GOP Sens, Bob Corker and Thom Tillis, in which he couldn't even use other issues like healthcare as a fig leaf. In the Corker conversation, Trump tried to convince the GOP senator and Foreign Relations Committee chair to kill the Russia sanctions bill, which ultimately cleared both chambers late last month with overwhelming support. Trump argued that the legislation was unconstitutional and said it would damage his presidency. Corker was unrelenting, these people said, and told Trump the bill was going to pass both houses with bipartisan support. One source described Trump as clearly frustrated during that call. Trump was back at it on August 7, bringing up Sen. Tillis about a measure he was authoring with Democratic Sen. Chris Coons to shield special counsel Robert Mueller's investigation from tinkering by Trump. Trump was unhappy with the legislation and didn't want it to pass, one person familiar with the call said. Absolutely every one of these calls fits into a pattern that dates back to the very beginning of Trump's administration, him pressuring FEMA Director James Comey to back off the Michael Flynn investigation, him demanding Comey's loyalty, him seeking Comey's public declaration that he wasn't under investigation, him asking Director of National Intelligence Daniel Coats and National Security Agency Director Michael Rogers to publicly deny the FBI's collusion investigation, and, as far back as February, his team pressing GOP Sen. Richard Byrne Rep. Devin Nunes to push back against reports about his campaign's ties to Russia. When it comes to the Don and Russia's, nothing is coincidental anymore, including Team Trump's efforts to dismiss former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort as playing a very limited role in the election effort. On the heels of the FBI's early morning raid last month of Manafort's home came the Friday news that special counsel Robert Mueller issued his first grand jury subpoenas in the Russia's investigation, all of them business associates of Manafort. In other words, Mueller is now putting the squeeze on Manafort's circle of contacts. Nor is it coincidental that Donald Trump went to Phoenix to deliver a speech billed as a campaign rally in which he devoted more energy to attacking the credibility of the media than to any other single issue. He called reporters sick people who were stoking division in the nation because, in Trump's estimation, they don't like our country. I really believe that. The translation is clearly that any reporter, journalist, or media outlet that doesn't come down on Trump's side is a traitor to our country. And just in case people weren't sure exactly who Trump was implicating, he called them out by name: the New York Times, Washington Post, and CNN. Again, not coincidentally, the Times and the Post have broken the vast majority of big Kremlin-related Trump stories. It's time to expose the crooked media deceptions, he charged, adding, they're very dishonest people. Lest you think this well-trodden territory had no effect on attendees, the crowd broke into chants of CNN sucks as Trump told them the outlet had cut its coverage of his event. It hadn't, but Trump's following took the bait, producing one of my favorites of the night. A man with a little boy on his shoulders is screaming rat at reporters in the press risers. Eliza Collins at Eliza Collins 1 August 23, 2017. The very rats who stand poised to rat Trump out on Russia to the American people. In fact, Pulitzer Prize-winning historian John Meacham said on MSNBC Wednesday that watching the Phoenix speech he had a sneaking suspicion Trump was priming his supporters for a bombshell revelation on Russia that was not to be trusted when it broke. On Friday night, Trump rounded out the week by giving his nativist base something it could really believe in: his commitment to pleasing them. A man who was convicted of defying the U.S. Constitution in pursuit of his racist goals is now above the law, and transgender Americans who have pledged to give their lives for their country are now under scrutiny. Trump may not have the attention span to sit through entire national security briefings, but he is laser-focused when it comes to the Russia probe. It's breathing down Trump's neck and he's working every angle to come out a survivor. But that won't be a matter of public opinion or his base, it will be a question of whether he too is actually above the law. And with his indefensible pardon of former convicted criminal Joe Arpaio, Trump is signaling that he intends to do everything in his power to be just that.